I'm Dean Shareski. I'm from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, Canada. I was an elementary teacher for 14 years. I worked at a district level for 9. I am currently the community manager for Discovery Education, as well as I teach online at a couple of different higher education institutions. One thing I've noticed of late is the influence and the power of language on school and school culture. Particularly words that are used at the leadership level, words like rigor, words like accountability, and what those words actually do to culture. When you think of a word like rigor, I challenge anyone to look up the definition and see if there's a definition there that you would like to apply to learning. I haven't seen it yet. And the word really often emphasizes this deep struggle and challenge of learning, which ultimately, absolutely there is. But at the same time, I think learning should be a natural thing and should be something that we come at with things like wonder. And we don't use wonder a lot when we talk about learning, and I think there's some real power in that. In other words, the like accountability that often ring of distrust, and it suggests that you need to prove your worth as opposed to a joint effort where teachers and students alike are excited to display what they understand and what they're doing in their classrooms. And so accountability isn't needed when there's a culture of sharing. And so again, I worry about people that use those words over and over again and what that does and what students feel about school and learning. A good friend of mine, Michelle Baldwin, is a teacher in Colorado, and last year her 4th grade class was called the Architects of Wonder. And I just thought, what does that do when you come to school every day as a student when that is your mission? And I think there's some real power in that. People talk a lot about wanting to improve student achievement, and my first question to them is always, what do you mean by student achievement? And almost every case, student achievement is equated with testing. And I want students to be successful, and I want students to be successful not just for things like college and career, which is another buzzword that we hear so often about getting kids college and career ready instead of getting kids life ready. And it perpetuates a notion that school's all about preparing kids for jobs and this economic driver that's a part of it. And while absolutely that is a major part of what schools do, but I think schools should be more than that. I think schools should be essentially places where kids learn how to learn, and they love to learn. And if that is what we want our students to glean from their time in school, I think we need to start by changing the language and changing how we speak about learning. And that translates from teachers right down to the classroom. So perhaps a little less emphasis on things like student achievement, a little less emphasis on things like rigor and college ready, and a little more emphasis on things like joy and wonder, I think would go a long way in changing the way we think about school, but more importantly, the way our students think about school.